Grammar Review. Prepositions of location and direction. In this lesson, we're looking at words that answer the question where. This is part 2, and we'll continue to focus on prepositions of location. Now, some prepositions mean the same thing. They're different words, but they have the same meaning. For example, to say that someone or something is close and not far, we can use near or by. To say that someone or something is at our side, we can use next to or beside. To say that someone or something is facing us, we can use across from or opposite. Okay, let's practice this first group of prepositions. I want you to complete the following sentences using each pair only once. So you complete the sentences with near or by, next to or beside, across from or opposite. Here's number 1. Read the sentence to yourself and I'll tell you the answer. Answer: Jennifer is sitting beside a garden of flowers. Now I chose beside, which also means we can say next to a garden of flowers. And I want to explain why I chose that. If you see, I'm sitting side by side. My arm is actually touching the garden. So it's best here to say that I'm sitting beside a garden of flowers, next to a garden of flowers. Let's go on to number 2. Answer: The garden is by the road. I chose by, which means we could also say near the road. It's not incorrect to say next to or beside because it is quite close, but do you see the difference? Here I was beside the garden. I was actually touching side by side. But with the garden and the road, you have a garden, part of the sidewalk, and then the road. So it's close, not exactly side by side. So the best answer again is near or by. The garden is by the road. The garden is near the road. And 3. Answer: My apartment is opposite a bus stop. I just have to cross the street and I'm there. I chose opposite, which means we could also say across from. Both are correct. And again, it's not incorrect to use other prepositions. We could say it's near a bus stop, by a bus stop, possibly even next to. But the hint in this sentence is crossing. You have to cross the street. So yes, it's close, but the best choice in this exercise is across from a bus stop or opposite a bus stop. Some prepositions are similar but different. For example, below and under. Below means in a lower position. Under also means in a lower position, but it might mean that one thing is covering another. Above and over. Above means in a higher position. It's the opposite of below. Over also means in a higher position, but it might mean that one thing is touching another. Over is the opposite of under. Let's pause for another exercise. This time I want you to complete the sentences using under, below, above, or over. Number 1. Answer: The woman is wearing a scarf over her head. 2. Answer: I can't see your face very well under that big hat. 3. Answer: What word is that below the sign? And if you're curious, the word below the sign is caution, which means be careful. 4. Answer: the balloon was high above our heads. Now let's look at other prepositions of location. Between. It means in the middle of two people. For example, the girl is between her father and brother. Don't confuse between with among. Among means in the middle of three or more people. For example, the woman is among co-workers. The man is among friends. We got lost among other shoppers. In front of and behind. If you've never seen such a form of transportation, this is called a rickshaw. There's a passenger here, actually two passengers, and a driver on a bicycle. The driver is in front of the passengers. The passengers are behind the driver. On the left and right of. The cat is on the left of the dog. The dog is on the right of the cat. At the top of, at the bottom of. I think most of us have ridden a Ferris wheel in our lives at one time or another. So this is a good example to explain at the top of the Ferris wheel. You'll have a great view. And at the bottom of the Ferris wheel is where people get on and get off. Be careful. At the top of means the highest point. On top of means something is standing, sitting, or lying on another thing. So for example, look at this picture of the father and son, and we say that they're at the top of the stairs because they're at the highest point of the stairs. Over here with the boxes are on top of each other. Understand? So where is the clown? We say the clown is on top of the box. Let's talk about inside. Often in and inside mean the same thing. For example, in the box means inside the box. In the bag, inside the bag. Same thing. In the building, inside the building. But note these differences. We say in the water, not inside the water. In the air, not inside the air. In the soup, not inside the soup. That's because, again, inside means something is being contained. You have to have limits. Inside a box, inside a bag, inside a suitcase, inside a container. In has more general usage. Now let's talk about outside. Outside is the opposite of inside. It means not in something, but near it. For example, there was a long line of people outside the theater. So let's try one more exercise to review the last group of prepositions. In the following sentences, I'll give you a choice of two prepositions. Listen to my question and choose the correct preposition to complete the statement.
Is the lion in front of me or behind me? Is the alligator inside or outside the cage? Am I in front of or behind the trees? Am I on the right or left of the gorilla? Am I among or between the two flower beds?
Alright, that's the end of part 2. Be sure to check out Part 3 because we have yet to talk about prepositions of direction. See you then.